sharing the same topic, growth of private label market and its cost effectiveness. From the owner's perspective is an expert talk by Dr. Priya Patki, a distinguished Ayurvedic physician with 20 years of clinical expertise. Holding an MD in Ayurveda, a fellowship from the British Ayurveda Academy, and qualifications in Sanskrit, business management, and music therapy. She is the founder of ABJA, a premium Ayurvedic skincare brand, and the ABJA Academy. A mentor and entrepreneur, she champions globalizing Ayurveda through education, product innovation, and integrative health solutions. Let's welcome her with a warm round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm audible. Yeah. So as he has introduced me, I've been into practice, Ayurveda practice for the last 25 years, and nearly all the points have been covered by Ms. Vrushali. But I will just tell you about my story, how I entered into a manufacturing thing, because I was practicing, and my practice was, by God's grace, it was really very good. And what made me entered into this line, like of starting my own brand? The thing is that when we start Ayurvedic practice, usually, when I started, it was like when everyone fails, they used to come to us. So usually it used to be a chronic diseases, then lifestyle related diseases, and where there is no answer, they used to come to us. And in that case, the treatment is given for curing the disease, and what we call it as a punarbhav chikitsa. That is, it should not happen again. So for that, we give some rasayan chikitsa. So when I was treating the skin conditions, that time I realized, like, okay, after giving the proper treatment and for the skin disease, I call skin as a mirror. It's a two-way mirror. So what goes inside your body, it can be seen. Similarly, so even because it's a two-side mirror, you have to keep it clean from inside and from outside. So while giving the medicines also, the internal medicines as well as external application is very, very important to treat the skin conditions. And when I was treating, I observed that, after giving my internal treatments and all, if I want to start or if I want to prescribe any medicines local application, so there are very less medicines, or you can say, I won't call that as a medicine, because medicines should be, even if it's Ayurvedic, it should be given for the time period. Once your disease is cured, then the medicine should be stopped, and then afterwards you have to continue with your regular routine, that like from the ahar, what we say. So I was not finding a right cosmetics or right, because there were a lot of Ayurvedic creams also available, but it used to have the fragrant wise, it was not very pleasant. And there were other hand, there were luxury Ayurveda brands which was coming up, but it was not giving a proper treatment part. It was just, okay, you used to feel nice, fragrance is good, but what about the efficacy? So there I find, like, I'm not finding good something to prescribe to my own patients. And then I took admission for MUHS course, which was meant for doctors about cosmetology. And there I learned, and I had prepared one cream for melasma, because the melasma is a condition where you get the pigmentation over it. And jokingly we say, if a melasma patient comes to you, what you should do? You should send it to your enemy doctor, because he's not going to get cured and his name will be. So that condition is so bad. And I said, no, Ayurveda must be having answer for this. And I just, literally at my kitchen, I made the oil, and then from that oil, I made a cream. And I started giving it to my patients, and then I got a very good result. Even the aroma was good. And so I thought, no, I must enter, because then when others are doing it well, so why not enter into the market? Then the question started, okay, then should I manufacture it? Should I start with the manufacturing unit? While finding out, I realized, like, manufacturing is not as she said, there is lot of money required. Because if you want to start a manufacturing, first thing is land, then you have to build a company, like infrastructure, then the wages of the salary and all the legalities. And I said, no, it is not, it is very difficult because I also have a practice and doing everything. And then if I want to set up my brand, setting up a brand also is a different thing. You have to put in lot of money for marketing. for social media and lot of things, like, so money wise I felt no, then I have to find out someone who can manufacture for me. Then I started looking out for companies, like, and then I entered into a private manufacturing companies. And this is one thing, but I will just tell you the pros and cons of what I went across through this finding out the manufacturing or the private label companies. So first thing was, I will first tell you about the why I entered into a private labeling and not the manufacturing. So first thing was a cost. Obviously the cost was somewhere around, now she said it can go up to 5 crores, 10 crores, like, and it is very difficult to start for a new brand. Then I said, so that's cost effectiveness is one thing. The other what I think is uh, batch making. Like, even if you start a manufacturing company, obviously your batch size will be less. You can't make 1,000 kilos batch initially because no one is going to take it for you. So even if you have, okay, you thought, no, I'll put the money, and you started with your company, manufacturing company, but I think within 7 days, all my products will be done. Even if you have a full range, because nowadays the machinery is so much, like, even 100 kgs you can do in minutes. So after doing that, 7 days is over, your manufacturing is done. What about the 21 days? You have to still continue giving the salary, doing everything. So then this is a major plus point. Then what I will, if I would have entered into it, then for those 21 days, obviously I have to make money for that. Then I'll have to search for companies which will come to me for getting their products done. Then obviously for that, my brand, if I want to do marketing of my brand and other things, I won't be able to do. So I think, if you have a manufacturing and a brand, it's very difficult. So you have to decide. And I decided, no, I want to give good products to my company and I want to be in a market. So that's why I chose private labeling. The other thing, for FDA approvals, like, the company, they are into business since many years, they know, like, what are the requirements of getting FDA approvals, because it was very, very difficult to get FDA approvals. Because in my brand, like in my moisturizing cream, I was the one to put Shatadhauta Ghruta instead of any other butter, and I had the reference given for them, the clinical reference from clinical books. And it was giving good results, but the FDA there, they said, because no one has ever used Shatadhauta Ghruta in cream, we are not sure whether to give you. Then my manufacturer, they helped us, like, you give any references, and then I got my license. So getting a license also, it is very easy if you are with the manufacturers, with a private label. Then this was the first, like, all the like the what you say, merits of entering into a private label. Now the fear was, as a brand owner, as she rightly said, because all these creams and everything, whatever, it was from my 25 years of experience I had made this. And I was under impression, like, okay, the license is under the manufacturer's name. So obviously he can give it to many other and there will be all competitors. And then my manufacturer only said, okay, the product license can be taken under my name. So, obviously they can tweak certain little bit of thing, and they can do it for other companies also. But my mentor in my business, like, I was into clinical practice, and when I entered into a business, I also took, I had like lectures from many mentors. So one of my mentors, he used to say, like, people do business with the people. It is not with the company, but with the people. And I feel any entrepreneurs, and you should listen to your gut feeling. I think entrepreneurs has a very good gut feeling. That's why they are into entrepreneurship, because when I had a very good practice, in spite of that, I entered into this line, which was completely new. That is just because of the gut feeling. So when you meet the manufacturer, and she rightly said, you go and meet the manufacturers, you see the company, and you get the vibes. So that trust should be there, and if you have a trust, only then I would say that you go ahead with it. And whatever it is, they say that it is not a practical thing, but I strongly believe in the gut feeling. So trust is first thing that you should do. And obviously then afterwards you have NDA agreements and other things which she has mentioned about it, the all legal documents that also you can be done, and then you are safe. Other thing is like dependability. Like as I said, 7 days or maybe in 4 days your batch will be over, and then those manufacturer will take many other companies also because he has to sustain in the market. Sometimes it happens like their other work is doing and your stock is over, then you have to depend. So that you should be very careful. And once you are into business, you know, like, when to order and what to do, then initially definitely you'll have problems. So you'll have people asking, and that's a painful thing for a brand owner. People are asking for your product, and product is not available with you. That's a very, very painful thing. So that you should do, like, you should understand that obviously it comes with the experience, I feel, and within 1 or 2 years you get that whenever you have to order. Or in case you can also look in for 2 to 3 companies, that's if you are like, suppose hair on skin and other things, like you should uh, venture different manufacturers also, so that you wouldn't be dependent on one manufacturing company. Then the third thing is, as she said, the legal documents and everything, and price factor. Obviously, if you manufacture at your end, the price you feel that you would have got it at a very lower, because uh, see, I formulated myself, but not all brand owners will be a formulator. So that is one more thing what you should do. You should see that the raw material should be proper, because in Ayurveda, as I say, we have all herbal things. Consider the rice; it's all from the herbs, right? So even if you take a rice, you get a basmati rice also, and you get the ration ka chawal also. So the price differs. Similarly, each and every herb also is different varieties. There may be adulterations available, so you should see to it that the raw material they procure, and I feel you should go and visit the factory and see to it that the raw materials are proper, the processes are done as per your Ayurvedic standards that you should look in for. Because I have one product in which it is not a heat is not required, so it's just the mixing. Then first I went there, I taught them how to mix it and everything, because it was a different product. I had taken that from the technology was an imported one. It is not from India. I had used all the herbs, but the gelling agent is from outside, so it was pretty new technique. So I had to teach them actually. And then next time I said, because I can't come there and then you do it, and it didn't turn into a gel. It was liquid. And then I was surprised, and I went and everyone stood by and said, why it happened? Like, when you did, it became a gel, but when we did, there is no heat, nothing, and it just turned liquid. Then I said there was six ingredients or six things, like for A, B, C, D, and that A has to mix together, B has mixed together, and then you mix it together. So you have to follow the same process without using your brain. If you say क्या है एक ही मिल जाने वाला है सब एक साथ मिला, it won't happen. So the processes also you should be able to see. But I'm telling that not all brand owners are formulators. So for them, I feel that you should have your own formulator, and you can ask them, like, if the chemist and with my manufacturer he was okay with it, or just go and explain them what it is. Or else just see the product what it is and just continue with the product which you like. Ask the samples, and if you like the products, then continue with their standards, because if you introduce something new, then it becomes very difficult for them to accept it and do it. So that is one thing that you should take care of. And as I said, the price, although we feel that the price is more, but if you would take into consideration the price required to set up your manufacturing unit, it becomes, I think, price wise also it is beneficial to start a private labeling. So I think, although there are little demerits of starting into a private labeling, but you can very well overcome it and just find out a good manufacturing unit or manufacturer. And I think the brand owner should be pretty good with the private labeling. So this is what I have to tell. If you want to ask any questions, yeah, we are here to explain. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Priya Patki, for your gut feeling, because at the end of the day, lakhs of customers have benefited. Thank you so much for your inspiring words and the experience you have shared.